Hello everyone, today's shave, because a lot of people were saying that it's a bit expensive, which I don't agree, on this hobby, on this way of shaving. They say products are too expensive and that it's hard to get into it. I find it very strange, so today I decided to go a cheap route, give a few options on a cheap way of starting to shave this way, and I'm gonna explain why I think it's not that expensive. Now, to go with, I'm gonna go back to, I think it was my second set ever when I started this way of shaving, and it's the Proraso White, so oats and green tea, and I like the scent of this one. It's a really pleasant scent. So the whole set is about the price of an artisan soap, just the soap itself, so pretty cheap. Then we're gonna go back to the Wilkinson. If you go see the previous video where I used this one, you can actually see the price I paid for it, because I show it, and it was about, I think it was $5.95, something like that. So pretty cheap as well, and this is available around at least Europe that I know of. But there's other options with a cheap, really cheap safety razors. There's the Feather, which is around more or less the same price as well, and I know you can find, even on Amazon, you can find cheap enough razors and that shave well enough, and they're good beginner ones as well, you know. So if you're going by that, nah. So all these combined, it's less than the price of an artisan set. The other thing, I went to the supermarket and I went to see the price of foam, for example, which a lot of you guys use. Foam is about a tenner now. This is way less than a tenner. Way less than a tenner. The other thing as well, the quantity you have here lasts you way more than any can of foam, and gives you a better shave, better protection, better for your skin. So you're saving money and you have a better product. Now, if you're gonna say, oh, it's just Proraso, no, I have other options there. Chung Fu Sing, their cheapest one, I think I paid €3 for this, so cheap enough. Even if it went up now, it won't be more than a $5. My first set ever, Wilkinson Sword, pretty good, pretty pleasant, and you can get this together with the razor as well for less than a tenner, the two of them. So less than a tenner. One that is kind of, you either like it or don't like it, but this was less than 3 when I got it. I think now is about a €3 around that, so pretty cheap as well. Loads of shaves you can do with this one. It's a kind of a hard puck. This will last you a long time, even if you shave every single day. And it's, in terms of protection and slickness, is up there, and it's better than any can foam. And then the competitors to the Proraso, Italians, the Cella, you can get the whole set, including the aftershave, the balm, the pre-shave, everything for less than 20. I think the last, when I got it the last time, was about 15. So I'd say even for 20 now, you can get the full set of either one or the other. I love the aloe vera. During the winter, I prefer the almond one. So that's kind of the idea. We're gonna do a shave there, a cheap enough shave. I paid €6 for this at the time. I actually didn't see the price of it, but there's even cheaper brushes than this one, which actually, since we're talking and this is natural fiber, let's put it to soak straight away, so it gives it time to soften it up. So the Proraso brush, boar brush, that's what we're gonna use. Let's go. Now the brush is there, soaking. As I said, that's a cheap one. There's even cheaper ones on the market. You can order the Chinese ones as well. They're not bad. There's a load of synthetics that are even cheaper than the bar brushes. So just give it a go and you'll see it makes a huge difference to the normal way people shave nowadays. The other thing as well, I was talking about the foam cans, which they don't last that long, and they're not as good for your skin. Then you have the discardable razors, which, what's the point of them if you're talking about saving money? Now, I understand if you get into the hobby, you're gonna spend money. I spend a lot of money. But if you just want a good shave and you just want to save money per se, and you're not want to get into the hobby itself, get one soap, get the safety razor, get a pack of a mixture of blades, and you'll be good to go. Aftershaves, you can get an aftershave in a supermarket that you like, that you enjoy, and use that one. And then during the winter, get a balm. Get a Nivea balm, for example. They're not bad at all, and they're cheap enough and easy to find. So even if you don't want to use the full set of Proraso, you can use just a soap of Proraso or any of the other ones that I was talking about there. They're all better than any foam can. They're cheaper and they will last you longer. Now, I talked too much already. Let's load the blade and let's start our shave. There we go, we loaded the blade there, so the razor is ready. Now, today I'm gonna use something that I haven't used in a while, but as you guys can see was pretty used. I'm talking about the Proraso pre-shave. It's almost at the end, this one. I haven't used this in more than a year, but I'm just gonna enjoy this one because it's gonna bring me back to the beginning of all this. So let's go, Proraso White pre-shave. There we go. Now let's just cover it, put it on the back there, leave it settle. I normally like to leave it settle for a while just to soak in, get into the bristles there. Some people like to put a hot towel over it. I prefer just to leave it like it is. And sometimes I just go more, you know, just try to get really in there and just let it stay there. Now let's grab the soap. It is actually my first time using this soap per se, because what I was using was the cream, which you guys can see there. And that was my first one ever of Proraso, the white one, the sensitive, because in the beginning I didn't know exactly how to do, and my skin was always very sensitive, so I decided to go with this one, thinking that would be better because it's for sensitive skin. And it is really good. I love the scent of it. It brings me back now to the beginning. So let's go, let's open up this one and use it. Proraso White. There we go, open. Yeah, the scent, it's the same as the pre-shave, all the same. This is oats and green tea. It's a very pleasant scent. Now let's grab the brush and let's start loading it. Just washed it there. Now, as I said, this lasts a long time. I already loaded the brush, as you guys can see, and it looks like it barely was touched. So you can imagine how long this will last. Now compare that with a foam can. So now let's put this there. I like to let it dry. It's not needed, but I like to let it dry. So I'm gonna put it there, just drying, and by the end of the day, I'll just cover it. That's it. And now let's grab the brush and let's start lathering. Here we go. There we go, just lathered up. You guys can see that small little bit that I used. Look at the amount of leather there that you have. Enough for I don't know how many passes there, and look how good it is. Excellent. Every time I shave with this, it just brings me back to the beginning, and I always know I have a good shave with this. So as you guys can see, loads of leather, and I know this is gonna be better than any foam. There we go. Put this in the back there, grab the razor, and let's start our shave. Wilkinson Sword with the Wilkinson blade, second use, with the growth. There we go, first pass done, and as you guys can see, lovely shave. This is all good products, cheap enough. You don't need to go high end, you don't need to spend a lot of money to do this kind of shaves at all. And it's already acceptable, but of course we're gonna go across now for the second pass. So let's get ready. There we go. Now let's grab the brush again and let's get ready for the second pass. And another thing, the other advantage is when you put the foam, you don't exfoliate your skin. You don't get your skin ready for a shave. You don't lift your hairs. There's nothing like a brush to do that job before you shave, which helps with a better shave and a better skin in the end. So that's the other advantage as well, and still cheaper. Let's go. Let's get ready for the second pass now. There we go, lathered up. As you guys know, I just like to do this paint. That's the thing I didn't used to do in the beginning. I used to scrub again, and now I don't. Because I know I'm gonna get a bit more, not irritation per se, but I get a better finish if I just go in paint now after I passed with the blade, where the skin can get a bit of agitation. And I feel for myself. There's some people that need a bit more scruffiness there on the second pass, but that's for me, for my skin. I always like to go and just paint now for the second pass. And you guys can see there's still loads there, and I know this can form more, and it wasn't almost any load at all. So still cheap, as I said. Let's put this on the back there. Let's grab the razor now and let's go across with the Wilkinson Sword and a Wilkinson blade, second use. Here we go. There we go. Second pass done. Yeah. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. What a shave. Yeah, brings me back to the beginning when I started shaving like this. And I have to say, Proraso and all the ones I already showed there, they all give a great, great, great shave. Great experience. And they're cheap enough. It's good for you to start with. It's great. It's not even good. I'm gonna say it's great. The slickness is there, protects your skin. You don't need too expensive stuff to have a good shave. This is really good already. And you guys can see, like, I still have loads of slickness there and my skin is just great. That's it. So let's go. Now I'm gonna wet the face and then we're gonna check how much we still have there on the brush. There we go. Now let's grab the brush and let's see how much we still have left here. There we go. I know this would have given me enough to do more. It's actually after falling there a bit there. But this would be enough already to do another pass or two. Because if you need, that means you still have growth there. You can scrub a bit and it will form again. But yeah, and my hands were still wet, so it kind of diluted a bit there. But this, and you guys can see, like, the skin is just feeling gorgeous. Looks great. And this has other stuff inside that are actually better for your skin than most of the foams. Of course, if you go to an artisan, it'll be even better. They try and get really good stuff for your skin. That's why you pay a bit more. But as I said again, let's imagine a foam is about a tenner. A soap of an artisan is about 20, so double. But then you're gonna see how many shaves you get off it, and you're gonna see that the artisan soap will get you 3-4 times more easily enough than the foam. So you'll be saving there as well. You don't even need to go this cheap to be saving money in terms of this way of shaving. So let's go. Let's take this off now. There we go. Now let's pet the face. Now that we petted the face, let's get some witch hazel. Now, this is about €6 that I normally pay for. You can get, some people do like the alum blocks, which are cheap enough as well. I don't recall how much they are at the moment, but they're cheap. They're not expensive at all. And this is a good astringent to use after a shave. In case you get some nicks, this will close it down. The witch hazel does more or less the same thing, but it's a bit more, a bit less aggressive, let's put it that way. You can have a bit of a feedback with the alum that you don't have as much with the witch hazel. Still have a bit, but not as much as with the alum. But this is not needed per se either, because you can go straight for the balm or the aftershave as well. Depends on what you prefer. I like to use a bit of witch hazel just to settle the skin a bit. So that's what we're gonna use. There we go. Now, you guys can see, great shave. Skin is gorgeous. The brush helped to exfoliate. And now the witch hazel just settles down the skin a bit. We're gonna now let it dry. We're gonna wash all my stuff. That's what I like to do. While the witch hazel is drying, or if I had used the alum, you can let it dry a bit. I normally like to wash my stuff straight away so I don't forget it. And that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna wash all my stuff and I see us back for the post-shave. See us in a bit. We're back. Now let's go for the post-shave. I'm gonna use the balm of the sensitive. There we go. Proraso White, Proraso Sensitive. I'm gonna say another thing as well. It's a pity that Proraso doesn't do a splash on this scent, because this scent is really pleasant. I really enjoy this scent. It would be lovely if they could do, even like with the witch hazel, if they want to be the sensitive, they don't want to use the alcohol splash for the sensitive set. It would have been great if they did a witch hazel sensitive splash with this scent, which I think a lot of people enjoy. I personally really enjoy this scent. So let's go. The Balm by Proraso White, the sensitive. There we go. And the other thing I like to do with the balm, especially these thicker balms, is just massage it. Don't agitate the skin, just massage it. I normally try to go with the growth, the way the growth grows, and just let it sink into the skin. Sometimes I exaggerate, I put a bit more than I should. So that's what I normally do instead of wasting it. Or I can use it for my head as well, because most of this stuff has loads of good moisturizing properties, which are great for your skin. And the other thing when I exaggerate as well, because I'm of a darker complexity. Sometimes this gets a bit ashy there, and I use them as well for the elbows. So a good way of not wasting it. Now let's put this back there and let's do our conclusions of the shave. I'm not gonna put any splash, I'm gonna leave this as it is. The other thing before we go that I was forgetting, the other thing that makes it cheaper as well. When you get something like this cheap safety razor, this one in particular came with 5 blades. You can get a pack of blades that you know you like. You can get a pack of a variety of blades, and they're so cheap that you can use once and throw away. They're all less, they're cents per blade. You can get a pack of 100 for 15 euro, something like that. 100. Even if you use it once, that's 100 shaves. Yeah, try to do that with a discardable razor. You won't be able to at all. For that price, no. So let's do our conclusions of this shave. I'm gonna say what we used. So the Wilkinson Sword, plastic one, really cheap, $5.99 I paid for this one. The Proraso brush, the boar brush, this I think was about 6-7 euros, something like that. I don't know the price now, it might be a bit more, but still this will last you years. So, and will help you exfoliate the skin, build up a leather, a good leather, and yeah, they're just great. And the other thing, I think that's for myself. I love a boar brush. Yeah, in the beginning they're a bit scratchy, you need to break them a bit, but they last you a long time, they become really soft and very good to use. But if you don't want a natural fiber, you can always get a synthetic, which can be even cheaper. And then we used the whole Proraso White set, starting with the pre-shave, which some people don't need. I in particular do enjoy to use a pre-shave from time to time. I haven't used it as much because I'm using the artisan stuff, and I want to, normally it's the first time, so I want to check how they perform, and if I think it's cheating if I put the pre-shave in the beginning. So that's the only reason I don't use pre-shaves as much on the videos. Normally my head shaves I always use a pre-shave. It's there, that's the one I normally use, the cube. Depending if it's winter or summer, this is the normal one, but on the back there I have the mentholated that I like to use, and I have others around, other pre-shaves that I use from time to time, including Proraso. As you guys can see, it's almost at the end. Then the soap, cheap, performs really well, and it's not the only one on this price point. Some of them even lower than this one, which I gave examples there. You have Chunfun Arco, Wilkinson Sword, Chalice, and even artisans, because you can get their samples, which will give you at least 3 to 4 shaves depending on the size of the sample. So it's all up to you. If you're gonna keep saying that it's not cheap to do this way, I'm gonna keep saying I think you're wrong. It's way cheaper. It's just not cheap if you're doing this as a hobby and you keep accumulating stuff. But if you want to save money, you definitely can go cheaper with this way of shaving. Just get one soap, one razor, a pack of blades, a brush, and you're good to go. That's what I think of it. And then to finish it off, we used the balm, which you can use a balm that you can get on the supermarket. They're good. Or an aftershave of your choice that you normally would get anyway if you're doing the other way of shaving. You need that as well. So that's the only thing you're gonna keep doing the same, I suppose. So that's it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed this shave. I hope this explained why I think is way cheaper to do it this way. I gave a few hints as well for the beginners, which I think it's helpful. But I don't forget, I know you guys are asking, if a lot of people are asking, I will do a shave just for the beginners, explaining everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put a like on it. Really helps the channel. And if you want to help the channel even more, there's my affiliate links, and there's a few codes for you guys to have discounts on purchasing whatever you feel that you like from the sites down below. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye. Ciao.